How's it going, you monkeys? Welcome back to whatever this is. I got a tier list here of varying countries. We're gonna be ranking them, obviously. Tomorrow I'm probably gonna have to record a world conquest video because that video got 1,000 likes. Whatever. If you like these type of videos, leave a comment, leave a like. You should subscribe because we're trying to get to 6,969 subscribers. So subscribe, okay? All right, little whore. Let's get into this. All right, starting off. We got Spain, a European country, if to my fellow Americans that know their geography. Spain has, I think, 3 big cities. Not great of a starting income, but that can be fixed with electronic factories. You only have 2 threats on your border, France and Portugal. Both should be easy to take out if you know how to play the game. So I think it's comparable to France. So I'm gonna place this at a B tier. Spain, a B tier country. Okay, just mid among these. All right, next up, Ruski. I'm gonna say Ruski so that I don't get demonetized because current events and whatnot. Ruski here. I don't know where to place you yet. Very strong. You start with the 3rd largest standing army, well, probably the 4th largest standing army in the game. Ruski starts off with a terrible economy, but you have amazing numbers of resources. There is this one downside about playing as a Ruski. Nobody wants to be your friend, especially if there's a China player. And if China decides to invade you and they're good luck. Okay, this is one of the more popular countries, so you kind of need to load in faster, and so just with those factors combined, like you need to load in fast, you need to know how to play the game, and what else? I'm extremely white, that's right. I think that makes it just an A tier country. It's not an S tier, it's an A tier. Next up, China. The people that play China, not that great, really. So like your dead dog that's buried out in the back, right? Yeah, they're dumber than that. Most China players are. But then again, if you know how to play the game and you decide to play China, it's pretty much GG for the server. There are a couple downsides though, right? You are seen immediately as the big bad guy in every single server, so good luck with that. Japan is a big threat. They're very strong. I'll get to that. But you have hundreds of big cities, so you could just tank spam, you could infantry spam and still be just fine, but I don't recommend doing the infantry spam because this is one of the downsides. You break apart very easily. Okay, so if you just build consumer good factories, you're gonna be fine, but if you don't, you're gonna fall apart if you infantry spam and take any sort of casualties during any time of the day. Overall, I think China is an S tier country. All right, next up, India. I think India is an S tier country, but let me explain. So India has one of the largest standing armies in the country, or in the game at the beginning. There's no releasable nations inside of India at the beginning of the game, so you're not as prone to breakout, but I do recommend tank spamming. Majority of your country is plains and you can move across very easily, and you have hundreds of big cities as well, so why not, really? You also have one of the strongest economies in the game. I actually think it's stronger than China's. Moving on, Turkey. Turkey. I'm not sure how to feel on Turkey. Turkey's not that great of a country in starting position. It's in a low population area, so that's actually very good. There are never usually any players around you, so you can form Ottoman, boom, immediately. Probably the only competition you'll ever have is like Egypt, maybe Russia. But as long as you don't fuck with Russia, you're probably gonna be fine. Turkey, you can spam elex, get a big economy. I think you start out with a fairly large army with some good manpower reserves as well. In Constantinople, if you go democratic, that city finna be busting with tax money. So I think it's a pretty good country, but it's not as strong at the beginning. So I'm just gonna put it at a B. Next up, Japan. All the weebs better get excited for this one because the anime country's up. Japan, island nation, be mountainous, but it is huge in population, so why not tank spam? Okay, I think you have one of the better economies in the game. I think you start off democratic, so that's a lot of tax income. You put on one policy, and you get like an extra 15 million in income just immediately like that. It's very easy to make a navy as Japan as well. You can invade China, get even stronger. You could troll face the USA very easily. You can just mess around in Southeast Asia. Overall, very fun country to play. I highly recommend it. Why not just play Japan, really? For that reason, I think Japan's gonna be an S tier country. Next up, Brazil. You know what Brazil is used for. To sell electronics to. I'm not sure how to feel about Brazil. Brazil, extremely low population area. Nobody plays in Africa or South America, so you can coast until all the big players come knocking at your door. It's very easy to play. You could probably take out Nigeria, South Africa, Argentina, all within the first year of the game. Again, there are no releasables inside of your country, so it's kind of hard to break apart. Yeah, they have one of the better starting economies in the game, so you can tank spam because they have a lot of big cities too, and they're all on the coastline, which is where the jungle isn't, so you can just move it by ocean. So for that reason, they are an A tier country. I think it's just kind of a slow-paced country to play. Not that great, but you know, it'll slide. Next up, South Korea. Its starting position, terrible. Good luck. Honestly, that's what I would say if you decided to play as South Korea. Japan wants to kill you immediately. China wants to kill you. Russia would probably want to kill you if Japan and China haven't already, so not that great as a starting position. But here are the upsides. They have probably 100,000 troops. I have no idea. It's probably around 100,000 troops. You can form Korea within the first month of in-game time. For a good player, it's a nice country, but for like noobs, don't play as Korea. Play as Brazil. Or lots of big cities. You can tank spam pretty easily with that, but their economy isn't that strong, so just build a couple electronic factories and you can make it good. But its starting position, I think, makes it just a C tier player. Next up, France. Oh boy, nobody likes the French. Nobody likes the French. If you like the French, you're French. I have French heritage in my blood. France. Terrible starting position. Germany wants to kill you immediately. You only have like 3 big cities, so you can't really tank spam that easily. Your economy is shitty. The UK also wants to kill you. Italy also wants to kill you. Spain probably also wants to kill you. You're at the dead center of a shitty zone, okay? So just don't play as France. Just no. D tier. Don't do it. If you know how to play the game and you know how to defeat a bad Germany, then it's easy to play. But just for an average player, don't play as France. Next up, next door, Germany. Everybody loves Germany. All the white guys love Germany. This Germany. You already know where I'm gonna put Germany, but let me explain. You start off with like 120. I have no idea what the starting troop number is, but I think it's 120,000 troops. You have a very strong economy. You can make it even stronger with electronic factories. You have an amazing amount of tanks, or big cities where you can spam tanks. If you spam development, you can become even stronger. It's in a great starting position. You can take out France, Poland, Netherlands, all the Benelux, and probably Austria within a year. But for the average player, you could probably still do that too as an average player. Next up, SpaghettiOs. I guess it's I think they have like four big cities. I'm taking a wild guess on that one. I never play as Italy. I rarely play in Europe. It's like 5 minutes of content. But yeah, for Italia, it's in a okay starting position. You can take out France and Spain within a year. In fact, if you just go east to the Balkans, that's their correct name, right? Yeah, the Balkans. If you just take out all the Balkans, then you're pretty powerful. Like, you can take on Germany with a Germany that has conquered Poland and France. Okay, you can take them out if you just conquer the Balkans, but not many Italy players do that anymore. Why? I'm not sure, but they don't. Italy, you can make their economy strong, but I don't know. Whatever. I think they're just a B tier country, not that great. Next up, the UK. UK, a lot of tank big cities, a lot of big cities. All right, economy fairly strong. You can take out France within like the first 2 months. You can take out Ireland and start going for the North Sea with Denmark within a year. Their formables are hell. British Empire, you got the North Sea, and Franco-British Union. That's it. Those are the three. Yeah, UK. I'm gonna put them as an A tier country. I think they're a little less stronger than the ones in the S tier. But next up, USA. Next up, Argentina. Very low population area. Couple big cities to build tanks in. I think it's in a great starting position. Its economy is like barely strong as well. If you just go fascist, you can conquer all of South America within a couple years. It's in a great starting position, so I'll put it at B. Mexico. Big problem with Mexico. America wants to kill you. Always. America always invades Mexico, tries to form the NAU, or they don't and just ignore it the entire game until they get killed by Mexico. But Mexico, very, very strong economy. It's about equivalent to like how do I describe it? It's about half of Brazil. Very mountainous, so it's great for defending against America. You can troll face them very easily. If you just build one aircraft carrier, you pretty much won the war. What else about Mexico is great? You have no fresh water. It's a desert, always arid. Beware of attrition. No releasables, so don't worry about breaking apart. But I think it's only a B tier. For good players, that is an A tier country, but for standard players, it's just a B. South Africa is one of the best nations in the game. Very, very low population area. Nobody plays in South Africa. Around that area, nobody plays the Congo. Why don't people play the Congo? I think it's in a pretty good spot. It's just a really big jungle. Yeah, but South Africa, like, you got 4 big tank cities. You got a fairly strong economy. You got all the resources you need to build tanks. You don't even have to buy titanium. You don't have to buy tungsten. You don't have to buy chromium for planes, or I think you have to buy aluminum, but whatever. Good population, good manpower. It's in a great spot, and like within 5 years, you could be fighting one of the bigger players like Brazil or India. So I'm gonna put this as an A tier country for standard players, and for really experienced players, it's an S tier country. Next up, the Philippines. Who plays as the Philippines? It's jungle. It's all islands. They have a fairly good economy. You can do a lot of conquering really quick, but I wouldn't build tanks as them because shipping costs across the ocean, right? I don't know. I feel like it's just kind of mid. Nobody plays as the Philippines. Really slow-paced game, and there's no point if you're just gonna die to China or Japan. So C tier, right along with South Korea. Next up, Indonesia. Great economy, great amount of manpower. You have a great amount of starting troops. You are so jungleless, nobody wants to invade you, so you're pretty much immune. No releasables, so you don't have to worry about breaking apart if you lose too many infantry casualties. So you can go mass mob and just troop spam your way all across Southeast Asia. You're in a really low population area. Like, you can take out Japan, the Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam, Burma, or whatever they call it. I don't know. I think it's only a good country to play as. The jungle is just really annoying. It's a slow-paced game. Next up, Egypt. I am a big fan of Egypt. You start out with titanium, so you don't need to buy any titanium. You have a good enough economy to field like 2,500 tanks right off rip. You can conquer a majority of the Mediterranean within like 2 years. I feel like I don't have to say much about this. It's a good country for starting people, or for standard people that know how to play the game and know that tanks are really good. Next up, Iran. I love Iran. Iran, beautiful. I don't support Iran in their political decisions, YouTube, okay? Don't kill me. One of the best nations to play as if you know how to play the game. Look, Iran, you got red terrain all over. You can just, okay, here, let me try to explain my madness. Here is the Iran strategy, okay? You go democratic, you spam dev all your cities, build a bunch of forts, get infantry, anti-tank, make sure you have submarines in all of your ports so you can kill any aircraft carriers. Declare war on China, Russia, America, any big country that will want to invade you. Don't peace out with them, okay? They're going to have to invade you. And guess what? Millions and 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 millions of casualties later, their empires break apart and you win. Like, I filmed a whole Iran video, but I lost because Russia built 16 aircraft carriers and was 100% funded by Russia and Germany at the same time. So that was sad, but it's an S tier country for basic players. You don't even have to expand and conquer anything. It's one of the worst countries to invade, though, I have to tell you that. Next up, Vietnam. Southeast Asia. That's pretty much all I know. Who plays as Vietnam? You're just gonna get invaded by China. You can roleplay the Viet Cong very easily. It's a jungle, and I think it's hilly as well, so that's like a 5 times bonus for defense. If you just go infantry and research infantry tech, you can cause a lot of casualties to China. Maybe make them break apart. I think their economy's alright. Their manpower is pretty good, so I would recommend going infantry build. But it's just a slow-paced country. So C tier. Next up, Ukraine. Russia wants to kill you. Germany will want to kill you eventually. Turkey wants to kill you. China will want to kill you if they conquer Russia. But with their recent influx of a lot of players, because they want to defeat Big Bear Russia in Rise of the Nations, it's a pretty good country to play as if you know how to play the game. And Russia doesn't know how to. They start out with their own titanium source, so you can just build motor factory and steel and whatnot immediately as you join. Pretty great, not gonna lie. What else? They got a good amount of manpower, sustainable economy for like 3,000 tanks right off rip. Oh, and it's action packed immediately from the start, so I think it's just a B tier country. Next up, Nigeria, one of the better countries. I enjoy Nigeria. A lot of big cities you can tank spam with. Very, very good population wise. You could go democratic, spam dev all of your cities. Lagos, Nigeria, making $4 million a week just based off of tax money. Pretty great stuff, not gonna lie. I would recommend playing as Nigeria for newbies, for regular people. It's an S tier country for people that love to play the game, but I don't love playing this game. But I think it's an A tier country. And last but not least, Saudi Arabia. The Saudis. Lots of oil. shitty economy, but you have a lot of tank cities despite having a low population. So you can spam tanks, but you're in a desert, so be careful with that. You're gonna lose a lot of tanks to attrition. Very easy to form Arabia. What else? You're in a really low population area, so you can invade places like Sudan, Ethiopia, Iraq. Nobody wants to invade Iran, but you could. You could also invade India. Overall, I think it's just mid. It's just a B tier country. Yeah, that's it. That's all. If you enjoyed this, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment telling me that you enjoyed this. Suggest another tier list, like maybe stereotypes. I don't know, some shit like that. But yeah, whatever. Bye.